everyone. Welcome back to Next Stage Podcast.
Welcome back.
We're doing a little stopgap episode. This is episode 9.5.
0.5.
It is being inspired by this bitter cold weather that we have going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently Canada decided to share some of their cold air with us.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, enjoy some of this, our southern brethren. So I saw 0 degrees when I got in my car today.
Oh, yeah, me too. I think it might have been, potentially it was negative when I got in my car. What time do you leave for work?
Usually like around 8:45.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm way on the road. So I probably...
You were in a cold
I probably
one.
experienced some negative.
You know, if anybody wants to know what cryotherapy is like for free, just go outside and you're naked, or well, if you want to wear your underwear or something, go outside in this area and you'll understand what cryotherapy is all about. If you want to know,
we actually have it pretty good. If you've seen like what it's like in Chicago and Minnesota, I mean, we're talking like upwards of
you mean downwards? I hope
downwards, but yes, but negative. Multiple. 10 degrees negative, 20 degrees negative.
That's just ruthless.
That's insane. I mean, and you throw the wind chill in there, and it's...
Why would you do that? Why would you throw the wind chill at me? And it's already cold. You see I have my scarf on inside and my snowflake sweater because I'm just so fragile about everything. But this did inspire us to do a top 5 list. Yeah. So this is our top 5 lists. We each have prepared one about...
Mine was poorly prepared, but yeah.
We'll let the people be the judge of that. We don't know how poorly prepared it may have been.
It should be pretty easy to decide.
But songs that either mention cold or ice or snow or something like that, or make us think of the...
That was the...
Did you get the fireless text? That was my first one.
I thought it was warm weather.
Oh, you thought we were going to be warming the people up with our songs. Oh, man, now you put a twist on it that I wish I didn't see.
Sorry, I'll come up with something.
I can't unsee that now. Now I wish we were warming the people's hearts with our warm fire lava songs. I would think that...
Jimi Hendrix, Fire.
Jimmy Buffett, Volcano.
Oh!
I don't know.
Oh, that's it, guys. That was our list.
Warm up now because it's going to get cold.
Although it's going to be like 60 degrees next week.
Yeah, that's why I'm not shoveling my driveway.
Yeah.
I said, forget it, Yeah. Like, I could go out there.
Forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about it. Forget you. That's what I'm saying to the snow. So we'll get right to the list because I know that you're all chomping at the bit to see what we think are the songs that are important dealing with cold, snow, ice, etc. And I'm gonna put number 1 on mine.
So we going number 1 to 5?
1 to 5. Oh no, 5 to 1.
Let's go 5 to 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's back it down.
5 to 1. 1 and 5.
This is a song for everything, everybody.
Yeah, I know. This is how musicians' brains work. Yeah. I suppose. Okay, well I'll go with 5. And the only reason this is number 5 is because there's a lot of references to hot things as well. So I felt like it was more of a lukewarm song. Okay. But there's enough cold things. It's "She's So Cold" by the Rolling Stones.
I knew you were going to pick that.
She's so cold. She's so cold.
I knew you were
think she was born in the Arctic zone. He's got all those. Yeah. But he starts, "I'm so hot for her," and she's so cold. So there's, I'm the burning bush, I'm the fire, I'm the bleeding volcano. But then it's like, she's so cold, she's so cold.
Yeah.
And some of these lyrics will be, she's so cold like a tombstone. She's so cold like an ice cream cone. She's so cold, I dare not touch her. My hand just froze. And on and on. I think she was born in an Arctic zone. I mean, that's cold.
That's cold.
And if Mick Jagger's burning bush, bleeding volcano hand is freezing from touching her, you know that's somebody who's cold.
Yeah. So
that's number 5 on my list. A lot of mentions of cold. What's some mentions of hot and heat? And I feel like that balanced out. So maybe, as Derek Smalls, bass player for Spinal Tap, says, my role is more like lukewarm water in between fire and ice in the band. So that's like a lukewarm water song, but that's why it's number 5 on my list.
So are we gonna go back and forth?
I'll do my list and you do yours. You want to do that way, or do you want to do your 5?
I feel like we should go back. Like, I'll do my 5 and then we do your 4 because mine are so poorly done, and you have notes and
you have no idea what I'm going to say about your songs. I just printed out some lyrics.
I'm hoping that you'll have a lot to say about my pick so that you can help the viewers and the listeners understand.
I'll snowball it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So my 5, which isn't really necessarily depends on how you view the song, but Black Sabbath, Snowblind.
Oh man, you didn't just do that, did you? That was my number 3.
We might have this problem.
Well, that's okay. Hey, these are our independent lists. We did not divulge to each other.
We did not.
We did not divulge to each
collusion.
Other. Yes. So Black Sabbath, Snowblind.
So the song might be about certain drug use.
Oh, I happen to have some of the lyrics
Icicles
here.
in my brain. I know is a.
And he doesn't make it too inconspicuous because after that, in the background is whispered. Cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
Icicles in my brain, yes.
Exactly.
Something blowing in my head, winter's ice, it soon will spread. Death would freeze my very soul. Makes me happy, makes me cold.
I love the part where he's just like, you're the one who's really the loser. Like, that's... Oh, Ozzy, like just living in like self-denial. You know?
Right.
It's just awesome.
He believes in it so much he's happy to be
about
so blind.
The snow.
Yeah, I know.
About the weather.
He loves sleigh riding.
Yeah.
Hitting the slopes is one of his favorite
you're
activities.
A loser.
Yeah, you are. You're losing the race in the snow.
Exactly.
If you're not keeping up with
It's one of those
Mr.
like 80s ski races, from the movies where
Peekaboo Street.
Yeah. No, where the guy, and they race down the mountain, and it's like the visitor and the guy who
challenger.
Yeah, there you go. Like
So is Ozzy like the reigning champion, or is he the challenger?
Clearly, he's the
king of the mountain.
He's the townie. What do they call it? Snow townies. What?
Snow bunny. Ozzy Osbourne's a snow bunny.
No, there's like a term for it.
A snouty.
Sure. Yeah, he's a snouty.
Ozzy's a snouty. He's up on Snowblind
He's
Mountain.
the guy, and everybody else is a loser.
He's looking for a challenger.
Yeah.
Someone comes in and is like, Ozman, you might want to consider sobering up. It's like, catch more dust, eat these flakes.
Yes. So that was my number 5.
Okay. Well,
this might happen a couple times.
It's all right. We can share these lists.
Okay.
Well, so my number 4 is River by Joni Mitchell. Now, in these lyrics, she does say, I guess you can arguably call it a Christmas song because it's coming on Christmas, chopping down trees, that stuff. And she says here, it doesn't. Oh well, I've got the lyrics here. I might as well read. I don't want to misquote Joni.
I'll read along.
But it says here, where we go. But it don't snow here, stays pretty green. I think she was probably like in LA or wherever she was thinking about being somewhere where it was snowier. But the whole, I wish I had a river so I could skate away on. I've always imagined that as a very like moonlit night, frosty, cold out there, someone wrapped up with a scarf, of course, because scarves are cool and they make you look better. Cool but warm. Like, weird how a scarf is. They're cool, but they're also warm. It's kind of like that Rolling Stones song.
Oh.
But I imagine somebody, skating down this river in the moonlight, on their own. And aside from the imagery that's in my head, regardless if she says, oh, it doesn't snow here, I think she's thinking about some place that it does snow and wanting to get away, skate away on. There's something cold in that whole mood she's setting because it's about running away.
Yeah.
And there's all this imagery of Christmas and they're chopping down trees and these nice warm things, and for some reason she wants to escape. And I've always related to that in a weird way. It makes me cry whenever I hear it, pretty much. Like, this is like a song around Christmas I'll listen to by myself and shed a few tears because there's something in me for whatever weird reason wants to run away from comfort.
This is number 4, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not exactly about cold and ice, but it has that feeling, and there's something about that.
I understand. That's my number 4 too. So wow.
You copied my list when I wasn't looking.
I did not, but
something about being a person escaping from the warm seasonal holiday stuff when everyone's all jolly and happy and wanting to just skate by yourself on a river. I don't know why. That always gets me, and it makes me feel that isolation but my own choice thing. It's a weird dynamic, but she captures it perfectly in this song.
Have you ever done that?
I've never skated on a river. I can barely...
By yourself?
Actually, no. By myself or with a group.
I mean, I think this needs to happen for you.
Yeah.
Maybe get some, some AirPods,
AirPods? What are AirPods?
It's the new fancy iPhone headphones.
Oh my goodness!
Put on some Joni Mitchell and go skate down a river.
I would love to.
Yeah, I think
I can cry and my tears would freeze down into my beard and make tearsicles with my snotsicles.
Yes, this needs to happen for you. This got to be a bucket list thing.
Yeah, I think next Christmas
we're putting this on the public bucket list for Scott.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to spend next Christmas. Just ice skating to Joni Mitchell. Hopefully, this Arctic blast returns in time for me to be able to do that, and the Housatonic, the mighty Husi, freezes, and I can just, drop off Lover's Leap straight onto my skates and get out of town for a while.
I want to build the legs up.
But coming back wouldn't be fun. That would be terrible. I'm like, oh, now I feel like a retard. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word, am I, these days? Now I feel like a not smart person for walking back on this river that I just skated down so free. But that was my number 4. Again, it gives me visions of cold, wintry night, but it doesn't exactly mention much cold and snow, so that's why it's a little lower down on the list.
Okay. My number 4, I wasn't saying was the same in the same song, but the same.
Oh, I thought you had Joni Mitchell River.
No,
I'm like, man,
no,
I never figured you for a Joni Mitchell fan. I never figured myself.
Wow, that's an attack.
Yeah. Gauntlets thrown. Or, I mean, snow glove, mitten.
No, I mean, I love
sprung.
Joni, man.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who associates with the band is cool with me. So I chose Weary Blues, which is a Hank Williams Jr. song, but it's performed by Madeleine Peyroux.
Weary Blues, it's called?
Yes.
I've not heard of it.
You've never heard Weary Blues?
Maybe I've heard the song.
Weary Blues. No?
I mean, this gives me a little... I need a little more than that to go on.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to play it for you, but, copyright.
Weary Blues got me so tired? Or...
no, Weary Blues from Waiting. Lord, I've been waiting so long.
Okay.
Yeah, classic Hank Williams kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
he's great with imagery, too.
The way that this girl plays it and sings it is just absolutely amazing. And it's a really... So, if you've heard the original Weary Blues song by Hank Williams Jr.
So Hank did record it first, and then she recorded it?
Okay.
I didn't know if it was one of these, he wrote it.
This was turned on to me by Johnny Chapman, who I was playing a band with. He made us, compilation disc sometimes of songs that he wanted to cover and renditions of songs that were covered that maybe we could take put that twist on that same
put your
song.
Own stamp on it.
So he put this on a CD that he gave all of us at a band practice, and I couldn't stop listening to it. And it just so happened to be that it was the winter and it was cold, and I always think about this song when the winter comes around. And, there's lyrics in there, the snow falls around my window.
Okay, so there's snow.
But it can't chill my heart. Lord knows it died the day you left. My dream world fell apart. It's
wow.
Some deep stuff.
Okay,
I mean, Hank was deep, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was drinking, but, it was some deep stuff.
a lot of things. Chloroform and what have you.
But, yeah, it's a song that I love her version because it's dark. And if you know the original song, it's kind of in a major, uplifting kind of style. So her version's more in the minors.
So it pulls you into that cold environment a little more and feel the chill.
Yeah, it reminds me of cold and winter. Yeah. So that's why I chose
That's what's great about songs is that it doesn't have to be expressly in the lyrics for you to feel, but there's something about the atmosphere that's created and the mood that's created that makes you think about an environment. And again, as you said, the association with it being winter and the cold,
right?
Songs imprint in our minds based on when we hear them.
I every time I look out a window and see it snowing, it makes me think of this song,
The Weary Blues,
and both versions. And it's just, I don't know. It's great to hear this version. You should all check it out.
What's the artist name again?
Madeleine Peyroux.
Madeleine Peyroux.
Yeah, Peyroux.
Do you know what time era
this
she
was only a few
in?
years ago.
Okay, so she's somebody relatively current. She's not someone from the 50s or 60s.
No, but you would actually think that she was. Yeah. It's a very old jazz kind of standard voice that she.
Well, that's always encouraging when you hear somebody who's in a relatively modern age doing something that sounds rootsy and old, because it shows you that what was important about those songs and that feeling at the time still carries through in the human spirit, and that somebody who's not a contemporary can do it nowadays means okay, that's important for a reason. It's not just old things sound good because they were recorded badly and we have that nostalgia for them and we didn't have the equipment. And it's no, there's something about the delivery that still carries through.
Yeah, so that was my number 4.
Okay, that's your number 4. My microphone seems to be sinking a little bit here. I'm gonna just ratchet that up a tiny bit. I don't want to be cutting out my beautiful voice for all of you people out there. Struggling to find the right balance with these.
Yeah, you know,
My number 3 was gonna be Snowblind by Black Sabbath.
Hey, it can
for
still
all
be.
the reasons that you said. But yeah, come on, it's Snowblind. It's in the title. There's so many lyrics.
It's such a
in
kick-ass
here.
song too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
what like, I'm trying to remember what year Sabbath that was.
That was on volume 4.
You're right. Okay.
So that would have been my Sabbath chronology isn't the best, but I want to say like 80.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We can look it up. You've got the computer. Let's look it up. We don't have to guess. This is the age of information where we can put that stuff on.
Okay, so there's a live version. This was released in 1972.
Sabbath Volume 4 was 72.
Yeah.
Oh, I am horrible with my Sabbath knowledge.
You almost dragged me along. 8-year difference there, buddy.
Yeah, well.
Wow. Okay.
Don't listen to me and my Sabbath knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I guess
I guess
it
does.
Ozzy was out of the
I
picture.
listened to the remastered version today, and
Yeah.
it sounds straight out of the 80s. So
Yeah.
that's must have been what you were.
Okay.
You're on that same.
Yeah, and when same thing, I was listening to the song today, and then listening to the album, and then Changes comes on. I'm like, I gotta hear the Charles Bradley version. It's one of those covers that outdid the original. It's like, yes, Ozzy always has a special place in my heart, but when Charles Bradley did Changes, man, he changed it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, oh,
That became his song.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, he's got a habit of doing that. Had a habit.
Yeah.
Rest his soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, Snowblind with lyrics like "Winter's ice" and "Death would freeze my very soul, makes me happy, make me cold. Snowflakes glisten on the tree, sun no longer sets me free. I feel there's no place freezing me." It's like there's a lot of freezing cold snow, lyrics in there, and yeah, I love Sabbath, so clearly not enough to know the chronology, but yeah, that would have been my number 3. So
Okay.
that was our time-filling device, cleverly constructed for the listeners to not overlap. So, what was your number 3?
For some reason I think we're gonna have another clash here. I just do. I just have a feeling. I could be wrong.
Are you reading my list?
I'm not. I really am not. And I really hope that you all know that at home that this is. But I just have a feeling because I know Scott and I know that he loves the Doors.
Ooh. Did not make my list.
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is a happy surprise.
Wintertime Love.
Oh, I don't know why that one didn't come into my head. I thought it would have been the first.
I mean, okay. I was proven wrong. But yeah, I mean, wintertime winds, blow cold the season, falling in love, I'm hoping to be.
Yes.
Wind is so cold, is that the reason? Keeping you warm, your hands touching me. And this was like the crooner, like,
Wintertime love is cold the season.
Exactly. This is this was what album was this? Waiting for the Sun.
It comes after Summer's Almost Gone on the record.
This was on Waiting for the Sun. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this was come on, not. I mean, this is that whole right. Wasn't Touch Me On?
We can Google it. I think so.
I should.
And you know what's strange is about Waiting for the Sun is that the song Waiting for the Sun is not on it.
Yeah, I know.
That was one of those weird things about
that's on Soft Parade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soft Parade.
Touch Me is on Soft Parade.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what I mean. It's the crooner status of Jim Morrison
Wintertime
being
Love
the
was
Frank
on...
Sinatra. Yeah, that was on Waiting for the Sun.
What else is on Waiting for the Sun?
I don't know.
It's like I have the whole box set and stuff. I had everything, but I used to listen to them all out of order and listen to the greatest hits and listen to the.
I'm more of a
live,
Morrison Hotel LA Woman guy,
the bluesier stuff.
Yeah.
That was really their wheelhouse. They were a good.
Although Soft Parade
band.
is sweet because, like, I mean, the song Soft Parade is awesome because it goes through like several genres, and
I love that song "Follow Me" too. Tell all the people that you see, follow me.
Right.
Like it's such an atypical Doors song. I'm pretty sure Robbie wrote it, but he wrote most of their hits anyway. But there's something in that song that it really gets me.
So we got "Hello, I Love You."
Oh yeah.
Love Street. So we're okay. I mean, we're not far off by like.
You know what's crazy?
Unknown Soldiers on this too. Actually, the song that follows "Wintertime Love." It's kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little odd.
I thought that would have been on like an earlier album. That's
right. Well, maybe they did it live and didn't put it down on an album until
An earlier album,
But
this
you
was in
mentioned
'68, so it's like
Yeah, right.
they
The
only-
one before that.
Yeah,
But you mentioned "Hello, I Love You," and like there's a early version of that around. It was like what their demo, I guess, was when he was playing with. I guess at the time they were called Rick and the Ravens, and it was Ray Manzarek, with his brothers doing
Right.
a band, and they had Jim come in and sing a few. There was kind of this crossover thing because I guess Rick and the Ravens had some sort of like recording time to play out, and they did a few of these Doors songs with some other guys playing on it.
Okay.
But they have this "Hello, I Love You," and it's very funny to hear like the original version because there's
Yeah.
like harmonica, like. Like it sounds so weird, and you hear this demo, you're like, this is kind of a goofy song. Then you hear like later on, you're like, wow, that's what a good band and production does to a tune. You can hear this not very put together, sort of cheesy, sounds like a bunch of young people in a garage version. Then you hear like the real "Hello, I Love You." You're like, that's shows you night and day for what a seed can blossom into
Right.
later on. So "Wintertime Love," man.
Yeah.
You put one over on me. I
Okay.
should have picked that.
I mean, I thought we would at least have two.
Yeah.
I thought the Sabbath one was going to be a mutual thing.
Snowblind. Like, how can you?
yeah, I
It's
mean-
just so. This in the title. It's so obvious.
Exactly.
I felt so tempted to use "Cold as Ice" just because it popped into my head. And I'm like, I don't even really like that song.
No.
It's like, I'm not gonna put it on there, even though
No.
it pops into my head. I'm like, I don't like that
Cold-
tune.
Foreigner?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's annoying. And then they did some
See,
other like rap remix of it sometime in the 2000s.
Cold as ice.
Willing to sacrifice our love. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 da, da,
No,
da. Something
terrible
like that.
song. Awful.
All right. My number 2, "No Quarter," Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like...
That is winter. That is cold. That is.
Oh, that sounds like you're getting stuck in a blizzard, and you may not survive.
I am pissed that I didn't think of that.
So we're 1 for 1. You got the Doors over on me. I got "No Quarter" over on you.
What's the lyric in that?
You've got... You got... so close the door, put out the light. No, they won't be home tonight. The snow falls hard, and don't you know? The winds of Thor are blowing cold. They had to sneak some kind of Norse mythology in there. And the winds of Thor are blowing cold.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't like reference some mountain from Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
you know?
no, yeah.
Like in the book, I've been recently rereading the series, but there's some mountain where they try to cross and the snow comes down and it's Saruman the wizard who is doing it. And I'm surprised they didn't weave that in there. But yeah, oh come on, they're being caught in a blizzard, and this is one where the atmosphere, that creepy.
Yeah. I love the effect on
reminds me
his
of, like,
vocals too. Like
What is that?
Like it's just I don't know. I mean, it could
It's like
be
a
some
weird
phaser or
panning,
something.
phasing
Yeah.
thing.
But
But on that
Yeah,
subject,
it's-
who does an amazing cover is Tool.
yes,
They do
and
an
you showed me this
incredible
recently.
cover
Yeah,
of this song.
that was very good. It's still obviously Zeppelin. But
Yeah, but if you listen back to back, like the power in Tool, like
They-
destroys it, and that's arguably what Led Zeppelin did. When you take, they took some tunes from somebody, they took Dazed and Confused from Jake Holmes, they took Lemon Song from Willie Dixon, but they put so much power behind them that it's almost forgivable that they ripped it off. So I see that with
are you
what Tool-
transferring the rights of No Quarter to Tool?
I'm saying that given Led Zeppelin's track record of lifting things and making them powerful and more better, I think in an unintentional way, Tool played even more of an homage to Led Zeppelin by taking their song and making it, in my opinion, more powerful.
I got a thing. It just came to me. If Greta Van Fleet wants to settle the score, and they want
What score they're going to set up on?
and they want to become like a known, like respectable rock and roll band, just do two things, right? Answer the people that are calling you Led Zeppelin, a version of Led Zeppelin, and that you're not like, your own creative band or whatever. Just cover No Quarter.
There you go.
If you
Get
can
it out of
do
the
it,
way.
if you can do it and do it good, I'll buy every one of your albums.
But you know what? I think they could.
I'll
Honestly,
stream all your albums.
I
on
think they
Spotify.
could do it well. for as much like flack as they get, it's because it sounds so derivative. They are actually a good band. Like,
But would that be the song by Led Zeppelin that they would play?
But you know what? Actually, I don't think they could do it better than Tool did it.
No,
Because I don't
I'm
think they have the
agreeing.
fire in their bellies in
I'll
the
agree
same
with you.
way.
I think
They don't have the fire in there. He's got a killer voice. He can hit the notes. He's got a range.
I feel like they
they're
would
players.
do Dire Maker or something,
They could probably rock that one good.
which is
Or
not
Tangerine, maybe.
Yeah. Tangerine. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Tangerine, because he even like does the
Yeah.
accent too.
Yeah.
If you listen to those, the
I'm
Greta
sorry
Van
to bring
Fleet
up Greta
songs-
Van Fleet again.
It's
Like, I
hard
know
not
it's,
to, man,
it
'cause
really
they're getting
is. When
so
you talk
much-
about Led Zeppelin, you gotta.
Yeah. Well, they get so much accreditation for accreditation. That's not a word. That's accreditation. But they get so much credit, you know, in this day and age. I think because they're the only ones, you know, the only game in town doing classic rock. But it's too derivative to be essential to me, you know. But I think
Or Achilles' Last Stand. Do that. Do that. Do that, and we'll talk.
all right, Greta Van Fleet. We'll hear from you shortly. I hope. So that was
at Greta Van Fleet tweeting at you.
So again, no quarter. The snow drives back the foot that's cold. It gives me that vision of being in a blizzard. Like they thought, oh, we might make it through this pass in the mountains, and like, we miscalculated. The blizzard came on quicker than we thought. Now they're getting snowed in and hunkered down. It makes me think of that movie, The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino, where they're like stuck in that cabin.
That is also like if we were to like talk movies,
like that should have been used.
That is such a great like cinematic thing. Like that whole like first half of that movie like really gives me comfort watching it. Like I don't know what it is, but it's
Sam
just,
Jackson's voice.
I guess, man. But it's just like the snow and like the story that they're telling and like the carriage of the horse. You know, like I don't know.
The warm furs and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like no quarter could have been like a score in that, you know? I mean,
absolutely.
Like
it
that
would make it really twisted.
It gives that environment of like being like snowed in and like doom, impending doom. Like I would argue No Quarter is like a doom metal song.
Absolutely.
You know, these doom bands that are going on, like No Quarter is pretty doomy.
For me, like that's what turned me on to Led Zeppelin was like their ability to get really dark.
Yeah, because that riff is just, it sounds like you're walking and trudging snow and like you can't lift your leg.
Yeah.
It's got that heaviness, but then like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like there's like the snow swirling around, like you're trying to trudge through, but you can't.
It's one of the best rock and roll songs.
Yeah. All right, so
That's
that
one
was
of my favorites.
That was my number
That's
3.
very good. That's very good.
Oh, sorry, my number 2. That was my number 2. Yeah, that was my number 2. My number 3 was Snowblind. And,
okay.
And now on to your number 2.
All right.
Number 2. I call it number 2.
So this one, I mean, it could have been one that you thought of. I don't know, but Tom Waits' "Cold, Cold Ground."
Ooh, I did not.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of a. It's a strange song because it's Tom Waits, you know, but
He does strange better than anyone I know.
it's it's not one of those like direct hints at like cold weather, you know. It's more of a, I don't know, like defining situations of being like more like an impact kind of thing, you know, like cold ground, like it's I don't know.
So more of the atmospheric type thing we were talking about, where he's described. I'm unfamiliar with the song. There's some of the lyrics you might be able to read off here, or is it just the concept that he's getting at of like,
We got all right. Let's first verse. Crestfallen sidekick in an old cafe. Never slept with a dream before. He had to go away. There's a bell in the tower. Uncle Ray bought a round. Don't worry about the army in the cold, cold ground.
Ooh.
Cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. Doesn't go like that. Exactly.
Cold ground.
And it's, you know, it's almost in a kind of melodic pattern too, and sound. So yeah, I mean, and I didn't really have a lot of notes on this. This isn't one of like my favorite Tom Waits songs by any means, but it's something that referenced cold.
Anything that puts Tom Waits on the list, I'm in favor of.
Yeah,
because I dig everything I've heard from him.
I mean,
I feel like he's an artist I need to like dive more headlong. I'm very familiar with Rain Dogs. There was a period of time I listened to that album like every day at work. I was obsessed with it. And then from there, like, branched out. And it's weird because he started out as like a balladeer type, like the Heart of Saturday Night. Like, I love that song because it's that like, we're looking for the Heart of Saturday Night, but almost like it ain't there sort of thing of like.
Well, I mean, like, you can all read the lyrics of the song and just be blown away by how poetic Tom Waits was and how brilliant he was. I mean, I don't need to read it. It's
a cold ground. Tom Waits. That's your number 2.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that probably shouldn't have been my number 2. I think I got my order out of line. No offense to you,
Your line's all out of order.
No offense to you,
Dress up that
Mr.
line.
Waits, but I loved you in the Ballad of
Buster Scruggs.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
especially that
and you
one
know what?
part.
That last episode on that thing, like where they're all in the carriage, reminded me of the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. I thought the same
Hateful
exact
Eight, where they're in that carriage together, and I don't know if it was snowing in that one or not, but it seemed like that same type of carriage.
And it was like they're basically like 2 guys from like hell in a sense, right? That were like.
Yeah, that one left me mystified of all the imagery because I noticed there was all this cold, dark lighting around that was very blue and purple and dark, but all of their eyes had this like bright like amber dot in them. I'm like, the Coen brothers don't make mistakes like that. Like, that was intentionally put there. Like it was supposed to show their soul or that they were still alive.
That's one
know.
I want to watch again.
Yeah,
that was great.
I feel like there's a lot of imagery and themes in there that are not really going to be absorbed on the first pass through.
I follow those guys, man. Wherever they go, Coen Brothers, you got a fan. I everything they put out, I love it.
Yeah,
and their soundtracks are great. And Fargo, man, oh.
Speaking of cold stuff,
cold places, Fargo.
It's a bit chilly out there, don't you know?
Oh yeah,
you might freeze a bit, huh? Wear a coat.
Oh jeez.
So we're getting down to it. Number 1s. And my number 1 song about cold, snow, ice, Metallica's Trapped Under Ice.
Okay, nice.
Because, I mean, if there's no
I had a feeling you were going to go Metallica, especially after the article that you wrote yesterday. Okay.
After my Metallica article of reading a bunch of their lyrics. But, I mean, nothing is colder than being wet and cold at the same time. So, freezing... Can't move at all, screaming, can't hear my call. I'm dying to live, cry out, I'm trapped under ice. Crystallize as I lay here and rest, eyes of glass stare directly at death. From deep sleep I have broken away, no one knows, no one hears what I say. Freezing, can't move at all, etc., etc. Those are very cold lyrics.
Yeah.
Being trapped under ice in the water. Like, there's nothing colder.
It's pretty metal.
Yeah. Frozen soul, frozen down to the core. I mean... No release from my cryonic state. Cryonic, that's an SAT word. And James is throwing it in there. So, I don't know how much more coldness can be packed into one song, but if I was trapped under ice, that's probably the coldest I could ever imagine being. And it probably wouldn't last very long, because I'm sure I would die, as he says in this song,
Okay.
Very quickly. But yeah.
Did you use anything from that song?
I don't think any of that made the cut into the article. I had to try to curtail because I didn't want to go on too far.
The way that you would phrase your questions, just to kind of
to set it up.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
Hey,
if you get a chance, look up.
I was throwing him softballs the whole time. Like, hey, James, want to do something with that?
Yeah. So Scott interviewed James Hetfield of Metallica.
About his beer.
We have a hot interview article on our webpage if you want to check it out.
Yeah, they're making beer now.
Yeah,
they're done with the music.
And we got the scoop, the inside scoop,
pour. Or whatever you want to call it.
Inside the hops.
Inside the hops. So yeah, I mean, Trapped Under Ice. That's about as cold as I could ever imagine being, and that's my number 1 song about being cold and freezing. And Metallica, Trapped Under Ice.
Okay.
What's your number 1?
My number 1, Muddy Waters, Cold Weather Blues.
Ooh, well, that says it all.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Some lyrics. The one that...
Well, if you're in the cold weather, you're going to have the cold weather blues, because I know there's probably some people out there who enjoy the cold weather, like truly enjoy it.
You're crazy.
It's questionable.
You're insane.
But most people
Seek help.
want it to end.
Yes. All right, so we got a verse. It's so cold up north that a bird can hardly fly. Well, it's so cold up north that a bird can hardly fly.
Say it again.
Now you know I'm going back down south. Let this winter pass on by. See, that's a smart man.
And aren't you going to Louisiana soon?
I am.
You'll be living that dream.
I Muddy. I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, it's
Birds can't fly,
it's-
but I can.
it's kind of a well, hopefully, right? Got to work out some
I'll
passport
draw a
situations.
star on your license with a little pencil. Yeah, get a sticker.
They don't check that stuff anyways. Yeah, but I mean, it's a blues love song, but it's I thought that just the title alone like is just blues. When I think of being cold and miserable as I am when it is cold and like it is right now, I think of blues because I have the blues.
You know how I know it's
You know?
cold? When I walk out and I breathe through my nose and my nose hairs freeze together, I'm like, that's cold.
That's cold.
It's always like, whoop, that's really cold.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a song there, Nose Hair Frozen Blues.
I'm sure there is, and if there isn't,
Frozen Nose Hair Blues. Maybe that rolls off the tongue a little better.
all right, you hear it first.
I got the frozen nose hair blues.
Frozen
Whoa, whoa.
nose hair blues.
When I step outside, my nose hairs freeze.
You know what?
Because it's below 32 degrees.
Yep, we have no song, so that's
Copyright right
that's
here.
that's a next stage
Got
original.
it. That's don't steal those lyrics because you will be sued by me
Yes.
and my nose hairs.
And you will make this podcast big.
So I'm gonna surprise you because I had another list worked out.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. This is so
But-
unlike you.
Yeah, I got carried away with the top 5 thing, but I thought of top 5 songs that have insults in them.
Okay.
That are
Go along
insulting.
with that like cold, nasty feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause this weather's a little insulting.
Yeah, and the people are a little insulting too out there.
Yeah. There's angry.
Nobody's
when
in a
it's
good
cold.
mood right now because
There's some theories of people. It's like the further you get up north, the more like angry people get. It's like, is it because of the winter?
theories?
Yeah,
That's
like
fact, man.
fact. Yeah, go down to the islands, like, hey, everything's
Yeah.
good all the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather. You go out to California, whatever. You don't have to deal with the ice and snow. You get up near the ice and
Get a
snow.
little smog. A little smoggy.
Smog doesn't make you angry though, does it? I don't know. Maybe
Maybe if you get smog cough.
smog cough. Sounds like a doom metal band.
Does Jake know anything about smog cough?
cough.
Jake, let us know if there's a thing called smog cough out there.
Yeah,
Let
it
us know.
probably is.
Let us know if you hear anything about that.
But as you get further up, it's like everyone drives faster and they're more aggressive, and there's
Yeah,
that stereotype. Like
everybody's
maybe the cold
impatient.
weather that we know, like I know it's summer, but winter's coming. Winter's coming. That's stuff we hate. So these are my top 5, just a list of 5 songs that have insults in them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that, well, this one is. It's actually a little bit rough to read now if you read the lyrics because, it was the 60s.
It's not family friendly or
Well, no, it's not anyone friendly, but it's a Rolling Stones song called "Stupid Girl,"
oh wow.
and it's like,
Wow. What were they thinking?
if you read these lyrics, like they're pretty bad. It's like the refrain, every other line is like, "Look at that stupid girl."
It's a garbage cover?
No,
I mean, did garbage
check out
cover
the
that?
lyrics on this song. Like, pull up Rolling
right,
Stones'
okay,
"Stupid Girl."
all right.
This would not get a pass these days. I don't even think it should have gotten a pass back then. But there's some lines about like it's like I don't care if she's about her gold digging ways or something like that, and look at that stupid girl.
Wow,
it's very
yeah.
blatant. Like read a verse or two from that. It's
I'm
pretty.
not talking about the kind of clothes she wears. Look at that stupid girl. I'm not talking about the way she combs her hair. Look at that stupid girl.
It's like
The way she powders her nose, her vanity shows, and it shows. She's the worst thing in this world. Well, look at that stupid girl.
wow, that's bitter.
Yeah.
And it's insulting on many
It
levels.
gets worse. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Something about gold digger, right?
Oh yeah.
What is the gold digging one? Kanye, you weren't first there.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the way she digs for gold. Look at that stupid girl. Well, I'm talking about the way she grabs and holds. Look at that stupid girl. Wow.
Yeah, it's a vicious song. So that one's pretty insulting. But because it's so out of line, that's why it's number 5 on my list. But
Okay.
clearly making the point. That's a 5 of my insulting songs. Number 4, Blink-182, Girls Are Such a Drag. Only because of that one line, he says, F you all, your mom's a whore. I hate you all, girls are such a drag. Just for that line, because it always sticks in my head. Like, why? Like, of course it's Blink-182, they're gonna throw something funny in there, but like, your mom's a whore. It's just in there. So that's an insult in the song.
I'm trying to
Where's my dog? Because girls are such a drag. There's a lot of negative.
I'm trying to think of this as. Okay, so yeah, it's not called "Girls Are Such a Drag."
Oh, it's not? What is it called?
Dysentery Gary.
Dysentery Gary. I wouldn't have guessed that. Oh, that's right. It's like, got a lot of heartache.
Yeah. I was like, that's not registering me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Something about like tries to grow his hair out because you're listening to Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Life just sucks. Yeah.
He's a player, diarrhea giver.
Yeah.
Tried to grow his hair out when friends were listening to Slayer. It's some top notch.
Everyone knows a guy
lyrics.
like that. But I just always remember that last, chorus, like, your mom's a whore. Like, that's such an unnecessary insult thrown in there. Known for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's familiar with the Blink-182 discography, you would know that
I hope you are. So that was my number 4. My number 3, Red Hot Chili Peppers, P. Because Flea has an awesome insult. You homophobic redneck dick.
Think you're tough and macho, you can kick my ass.
Like that line, you homophobic redneck dick. Like, oh man, that could be used against so many people.
What does he
these
also
days.
say there too? Like, I'm a pacifist.
Yeah,
so I can.
but I'm a pacifist.
Yeah, it's great. That is a very good insult song.
Yeah, like that's a very original one. It's up there with No Talent Ass Clown, But homophobic redneck dick, like that's a usable insult.
Yes.
In this day and age, that can be thrown around at will. That'll.
How many times do you
the-
think he's used that since that song?
I hope he says
in
it like
passing arguments with his friends. Like, come on, man. I
such a
know
homophobic-
this song. We played it together, man. Yeah, but Anthony, you're you know that John Frusciante actually never heard that song. So he says
Really?
he never listened to that entire album.
I guess I could
he's
see
a
it.
crazy
He's too busy
person.
doing heroin and losing his teeth.
Well,
I guess.
yeah, but then when he came back, even
Yeah.
just
Do they not play any of those songs? Like he's never played Aeroplane.
I've heard that they've done P live, and he's like,
He just plugs his ears and no, I can't
yeah.
hear this. I can't hear this.
That's exactly what it does. No, I think he goes off stage.
Well, I'm
that-
sure
that
it's
could
just
be-
Flea on bass.
Yeah. So I think they're
Can
all
imagine.
like, "Oh, you play that song that Dave Navarro was a part of."
That's a great album, though, man.
Amazing album. 1 Hot Minute is a great album.
really like
Great.
that.
Do I really like? I mean, I'm taking Frusciante over Navarro any day, but
Yeah, in terms of skill and this and that, but
creativity.
I think it's interesting because it's in some ways like the least Chili Peppers-esque album. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to like their songs.
I don't know, man. There's some Chili Pepper stuff on it.
You are me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
One big mambo, yeah.
Yeah. That's. There's some good stuff on there.
That's true.
Coffee shop.
So we dig that album, but
Yeah.
So P, that's a great insult on that song.
Absolutely.
My number 2, which you can relate to, I think this is probably the best insult song of all time. Tupac, Hit 'Em Up.
Oh,
I mean, that's
yeah.
just one
That's
big
number 2?
insult.
That's number 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, only because
I mean, we can't even say how this song
Yeah,
starts,
just-
but
just
you know how this
look
song
up those
starts
lyrics.
if you've listened to this song.
you claim to be a player, but I touched your wife.
Yeah, there you go.
Things like that.
Well, I mean, even before that, that's why I loved your
Yeah.
wife, you overweight friend of mine.
Mother, father.
There you go.
Yeah, that song just I mean, I know that there's a lot of diss tracks in rap, and that's part of the macho insulting the other people and don't step to me, this sort of thing. But that song, Hit 'Em Up, just lays it bare.
Yeah.
It's just so right off the gate confrontational, and it's just one big insult after another. And
It isn't even he takes what, the first verse, and then he lets I'm not even gonna I let my whatever
little C's run on you homies or whatever he says, something like that.
Get out the way, get out the way. Yeah, it's like this. That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good
and then
one.
he goes to that whole where he's not even really rapping. He's just like
Yeah.
saying, first off, you fuck this,
Yeah.
bop, dee, bop, bop, but just like,
Yeah.
so that is a hugely,
And that was a very real thing. That was
Yeah.
a lot of beef going on.
unfortunately,
And-
all that stuff got out of hand, and
yeah.
people took matters into ways they didn't need to go, and that's the dark side of we want to put out a serious, diss track. Maybe more love and less hate in music, but that was my number 2. And my number 1 insult track, insult in music of all time, Bob Dylan's "Idiot Wind." That is like a poetic version of the same, like, crushingly brutal things to say to somebody of like, I can't even touch the books you read. Something about you covered up the truth with lies. One day you'll be in the ditch, flies buzzing around your eyes, blood on your saddle. Like, idiot wind blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder that you still know how to breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I've seen that.
that's about as far
How
as
have I missed this song?
idiot wind blowing every time you move your teeth.
Blood on the tracks. Okay.
Yeah, that is like, because it's not only is it insulting, but like poetically and deeply insulting, saying,
It's, yeah, I mean, wow.
yeah.
This is some,
Read a few of these lyrics, because it's just, you can look them up yourselves if you want, but there's just some vicious lines in there. And Bob Dylan can just turn a phrase like no other.
yeah. Let's see. Let's start from the beginning. Someone's got it in for me. They're planting stories in the press. Whoever it is, I wish they cut it out quick. But when they will, I can only guess. They say I shot a man named Gray and took his wife to Italy. She inherited $1 million, and when she died, it came to me.
Little known fact, Hootie and the Blowfish stole that. Say shot a man named Gray, took his wife to
that's-
Italy. She inherited $1
familiar.
million, and when she died, came to me. I can't help it if I'm lucky. Oh, I want to be with you. Bob Dylan had a different sentiment when he wrote that. But he does say, ain't Bob is so cool. So he ripped that verse out of Bob Dylan, but he was trying to put, I only want to be with you, whereas Bob Dylan was saying, like, I want to see you killed on a
Yeah.
horse in a ditch.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that part. Where's that?
Oh,
Dylan songs, you got to read like 3 pages of lyrics.
But just the way he spits it out. He's like, I can't even touch the books you read. Every time I crawl past your door, I'm wishing I was someone else instead. It's like, oh man, you viciously hate this person.
Yeah.
So,
That's-
yeah,
I
idiot
can't
wind.
even. I can't feel you anymore. I can't even touch the books you've read. Every time I crawl past your door, I've been wishing I was somebody else instead. Down the
Yes.
highway, down the tracks, down the road to ecstasy, I followed you beneath the stars, hounded by your memory and all your raging glory.
Yes.
Oh, that's a little band. Huh? Oh, the glory.
And there's one line in it, I can't remember what it is, but he says something about like, sweet lady, and the way he like inflects it and like spits it out, like, he's not being nice. Like he says, if you read it, like, oh, it says sweet lady, but he says it so like venomous and like acrid that like he's spitting it like venom out, like, I'm gonna burn your face with this lyric. So that was my number 1 insult song, viciousness.
What about what's a one that we may have left out? Maybe a
well, there's songs that are
maybe a Sweet Home Alabama.
ooh, there we go.
I mean, that was pretty tough on
Yeah.
Neil. I mean,
Hope Neil Young will
poor
remember.
Neil Young.
Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Yeah. We're gonna go back up to Canada
that
and bring the
racist?
cold air with you.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't like the cold, the Canadian cold front coming down.
I mean, I think it's safe to say now that Neil Young was a dick. And
See,
still
from a
is
cold
dick.
place.
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner, fun guys from a warm place.
Well, didn't
Something
his-
to that theory.
Didn't his ex-wife just pass away this past year?
I couldn't tell you.
And he like left her when she was like, like terminally ill with cancer to go with some other woman.
Oh, you mean he
Neil.
pulled up Lance Armstrong, Sheryl Crow
Yeah, man.
situation?
I think they both had like brain aneurysms too. They had so much in common.
Both together? Yeah. Neil Young had a brain aneurysm? With
I think
his
so,
wife?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a simultaneous
much
thing.
about
They tried
Neil
to time
Young.
it at the same time. No.
Simultaneous aneurysm?
Yeah. That's a good punk rock song.
I'm sure there's probably aneurysm on that tip. Nirvana. I'm sure there's a lot of insulting Kurt Cobain lyrics, mostly against himself. I think like I'm a negative creep.
Yeah,
you know he
was
touches
that
that.
about him? Let's hope not.
Yeah. Well, about a girl, wasn't it about he just didn't want to clean up his dishes when he was living with his girlfriend, and she wanted him to do chores, and he was like wrote this song instead, like I can't see you every night free, gotta do work around here.
Yeah, no one would pick that up either. Everybody's like, free. What a nice like ending to that chorus.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, I could do chores to just stay in your house without paying anything. Anyway.
Yep. All right. So
a little music news, maybe.
Got the hate out.
Yeah. So those are our top 5 lists. We may do more of these in the future. It's fun to do. And, you anybody listening, if you want to message us with any of your top 5s or top 2s or any other songs related to these, hey, share it.
So is that the reason the 0.5?
Yeah.
Is that like a double meaning?
I didn't actually plan that, but
okay.
we're going with that.
That's
From now on, we're going to do 0.5 episodes in between episodes.
I'll edit this
have
out.
top 5 lists. Yeah. The next time you got to do 2. You can't get in this podcast every time for free. Got to do a little work.
Yeah. No,
So.
that's true.
By little, I mean like more.
Did you want to go over anything about the Howard Stern thing or?
Yeah. I heard he's making a song. He's making a smash hit.
You know more about it than I do. I just was reminding you. So Howard Stern enlists Mark Ronson, Haim, and the Roots to record a hit song.
Yeah, and apparently this came out of, I don't exactly know the whole story, but something to do with the B-52s and what's the guy's name in the
Fred Schneider.
Fred Schneider. I guess he's known
totally
for
yelping on Love Shack.
He's known for like throwing things in there. He's kind of like the B-52s hype man. He's like the Flava Flav of the B-52s, where he puts his own stamp on the songs, but he's not really singing. And I guess Howard Stern was like, I could have a hit song if I did that same thing, and then, it turned into Mark Ronson contacting him and the Roots, and it just became this thing where now like he's kind of got to put his money where his mouth is and like make this hit song because he's got some heavy hitters in the music biz. Like, yeah, we'll do that with you, and I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Like,
I feel like it's gonna be absolutely terrible. Yeah. That's my feeling about it.
I think he made some references to like, if Eddie Murphy could do a song, then I could, and those sort of things.
Eddie Murphy, come on.
Party all the time, party all the time.
I'm thinking of Hot Tub. SNL? You never saw that?
No.
Oh, James Brown's Hot Tub?
No.
Oh.
Was that Eddie Murphy or Charlie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Yeah, this is back in the 70s heyday of SNL, or maybe 80s, I don't know. But
no, I didn't see the Hot Tub thing.
Hot Tub.
But what if Howard Stern gets a hit out of this? I mean, honestly, in the way things go these days, like there's a certain amount of music novelty and something that's funny enough, like get attention.
The B-52s is a good addition.
Yeah.
Because not addition.
No, I don't think they're part of it. He was just referencing of
if he's going to copy that style, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because
who knows? Maybe he'll rap. I don't know what he'll do. I mean, I'm interested to see what comes out of this.
If none of you people out there know the B-52s, they did that song "Love Shack, Baby Love Shack," and they always had this guy kind of speaking over it. And if you were a fan of the '90s cartoon Rocko's Modern Life,
who wasn't?
It's the greatest show of all time.
Dude, there's so many weird references in that show. If you watch it now as an adult, I'm like, that's a little strange. I didn't pick up on any of that stuff as a kid.
Yeah.
The one where Spunky's making out with a mop.
Yeah.
It's like, Spunky, that's dirty. You get diseases that way. It's like, whoa.
Hey, maybe they were trying to subliminally teach us.
I guess, yeah.
Watch out for those STIs, kids.
So Rocko's Modern Life, what B-52s, what was the connection there you were making?
They did the theme song.
Oh, I did not know that.
Rocko's
Modern Life.
It's a classic.
Oh man.
I think I don't know if they had anything to do with the Simpsons episode of Tamako too, where they changed the Love Shack to Glove Slap.
Wait, were they actually involved in that, or we don't know?
I'm not sure.
So there's 2 cartoons that they may or may not have been involved in. We know the Rocko's Modern Life.
The Simpsons one would be just an episode.
Yeah. So there would have been an episode that they potentially were involved in, or at least were allowed their song to be licensed for Weird Al style in order to...
Yes, the American rock band, the B-52s guest starred in the episode as themselves singing the song Glove Slap.
There we go. So they're not above a joke. And yeah, I'm curious to see how this Howard Stern thing plays out. I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets a hit.
Yeah.
I hope it goes to #1 and like stays in the charts and just shows.
That would be awesome.
Just
That
shows
would be...
people like, you know what, anyone can do it, and just to make that statement. Because something about when a song goes to #1 that no one expects, it inadvertently makes a statement about everything else that used to be there. Of like, you thought all this stuff was good, now this is here. Puts it all into perspective, you know.
Yeah,
So
I don't really know how I feel about Mark Ronson, though. I don't know.
I don't know a whole lot about him. Was he involved with Amy Winehouse? Or no? Am I thinking of someone else?
He could have been.
Didn't he have something to do with that song Valerie that she re-recorded?
Yeah, no,
or
that makes sense, I guess.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I kind of picked up, like, he hit it big with the whole Bruno Mars thing, and he produced him, and then he recently did the Queens of the Stone Age album.
Yeah.
And I was not a fan of their most recent album.
Is that the one that came out like a year or so ago? Okay.
Yeah, it had
a lot of Bowie-esque elements in there, right?
It did. I mean, and those
maybe he's trying
loved,
to channel the Mick Ronson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do think the guy is talented, but I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about his overall.
Don't have high hopes for the Howard Stern collaboration.
Yeah. I just doubt something about him. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if anything else, I'm going to listen to that song.
Maybe it's because he makes hits and I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't share that energy,
So there's another piece of music news that hit me too.
Yeah.
Having to do with Ghostface Killah. So I'm sure you've been wondering
And RZA.
why.
So it's RZA and Ghostface.
This has been sitting here this whole time. This is Ghostface Killah, Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce, made with ghost peppers. It's a hot sauce
better be.
made with ghost peppers. Yeah, it's called Ghostface Killah. Got the Wu-Tang W on there, if you can see that.
It's for the children.
Yeah, this is not for any children. It's going to be for me in a very stupid way. I've been dreading this all day, but apparently, Ghostface Killah and some members of the Wu-Tang Clan are making a horror movie.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, you probably know more about it than I do.
Oh, did you assume that? You brought it to my attention.
I told you, but I thought you were going to do some research on it. But apparently, we're going to do some research
together. We do
together.
some research right now. So Ghostface Killah from the Wu-Tang Clan is getting into the movie biz. Which,
yeah. Well, I mean, they've been in the movie biz.
Oh, they have. They've made other movies.
I believe RZA was a part of. What was that movie? The Man with the Iron Fist. Remember that?
No.
No? Okay.
I know GZA, the genius, he does this thing called Liquid Science. It's a show where he goes and like talks to all these people about like cutting edge science stuff. It's actually really cool. It's a informative show, and it's cool to see him in these different environments of like underground gardens that use like mirrors to reflect the sun down to like these subterranean places of like, if we couldn't live on the Earth's surface, here's where we'd live, or people that are trying to like freeze themselves and reanimate and like upload their brains.
I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he goes into like there's some music elements in there where he's people that have like lost limbs that like use robotics to like then be able to still play the drums and stuff, and all these different crazy aspects of frontier science, but it's GZA, the genius, who's hosting the show. It's called Liquid Science, and I would say check it out. Speaking of Liquid Science and GZA and RZA and Ghostface Killah,
the movie will be called Angel of Dust.
Angel of Dust.
It's all about a angel who smoked PCP.
PCP and
no, I have no idea. But so I guess the details are still pretty scant. But they do know
sketchy
that it's promising in the fact that it's going to happen. So
speaking of promising, I promised in honor of Ghostface Killah making a movie and me having the Ghostface Killah hot sauce that I was going to do a shot of Ghostface Killah hot sauce and attempt to spit a Ghostface Killah verse.
Okay.
We're going to call this shot...
Is this going to be a clean verse?
As clean as they come. There's a few words in there, but you know what? If I can even make it through it after drinking this, I don't know.
We want this to be for the children.
Yeah, you might want to cover their ears, but I might vomit all over the place after drinking this hot sauce.
All right, let me get my
It's a
laptop
little,
out of the way.
yeah, anything, phone's out of the way.
Should I
but-
get myself out of the way?
I don't know. I might be able to
What
do
kind
this.
of hot sauce we
This
talking
is
here,
ghost
man?
pepper hot sauce. It's the
So-
ghost face killer made
so
with
why are
ghost
you doing
peppers. I don't know. Honestly, you told me about that. I'm like, oh, I've got ghost face killer hot
Yeah.
sauce. Maybe I could link them together somehow. And for some reason, drinking it was the
Okay.
idea I came up with.
That's a good way.
We're gonna call it the Shaolin Firebomb. The first shot that actually has a song associated with it. So if you ever want to do this shot yourself, for whatever reason, you got to do a Ghostface Killer verse after it. You don't have to do the one I'm gonna do, if I can even remember it after I ingest this horrible concoction. But if you would like to, you could do this yourself.
Do we need a beat?
I don't advise it.
Do we need a beat per
Oh
minute?
man, this
Here,
is
look.
gonna be. That's a.
Ooh.
This is ghostly.
That's kind of an odd reaction that just made.
I know. Talk about odd reactions. Let's see what happens now. All right, here it goes. Down the hatch.
So you're gonna do the shot and then
Then spit the verse before I
this
can.
could get really interesting. Everybody.
I'm gonna try it.
Hold on. Let me get some other social media
All right.
angles on this.
Gotta document this. This will warm me up out of this cold weather.
This is a complete shock to me as well. So
This is my way of fighting the cold weather that we've got outside. So this is the cap off our cold weather episode, which has gone to other things. But the Ghostface Killer hot sauce in honor of Ghostface Killer making a movie, and this is the Shaolin Firebomb, and I'm gonna attempt to do a Ghostface Killer verse after downing this. Ghostface casts a blaster behind first. My Glock burst, leaving the hearse. I did worse. I come up rough like an elephant dust. Head rust, fly like Egyptian musk. Oh shit, Wu-Tang Clan sparked the Wixen. However, I mastered the trick just like Nixon. Causing terror, quick damage, your whole error. Hard rocks get locked the fuck up. Get down, yellow style, hazardous, cause a wreck is dangerous. I blow sparks like Waco, Texas.
how did that feel?
Not good. It kept like wanting to come up. Ooh, this
I
burns.
can sense that. There was some burps that came out in there.
Oh, the burn's coming. I flubbed a few lyrics in there.
Some burps.
Oh yeah, that was keeping them down. All right.
This is what we do for you guys.
Ooh, yeah, it's warming me up for sure.
All right. Is that a good way
Yeah,
to conclude
okay,
this?
so-
I think. Yeah.
Top 5 lists. We're
in
good.
this, man?
Yeah, it's creeping up on me. Creeping up in sight. Now it's Fright Night. My Wu-Tang slang is mad dangerous. Yeah, this is burning.
Yeah.
Oh, ghost
All right.
peppers are hot.
All right. So
Oh,
we're gonna
man.
get Scott some water. And,
Yeah, I'll get a little bit of water here. But I did my best to spit the verse. I
Yeah.
blacked out there.
That's
I
good.
don't remember exactly
Yeah,
what happened.
I think you were solid.
Yeah, I think I got most of the words.
I think so.
Might have
There was a
missed
couple
few.
like
There'll be a few more of those. So, if any of you want to take the Shaolin Firebomb,
yeah. This is a new challenge.
yep, got to get the Ghostface Killer hot sauce, a little tequila in a glass, pour it in, spit a verse afterwards.
Yeah.
Ghostface Killer verse of your choice. Or if you want to branch out, maybe you can do your own original verse, but that's really pushing it.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, thanks for coming to Next Stage, episode 9.5, Stopgap. We're going to do more of these with these top 5 lists.
Absolutely. This was fun.
And yeah, I'm burning up pretty good inside here. We're going to sign off for now.
All right.
Thanks everyone for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, and
We didn't even chime.
You didn't even chime. You should have given me a chime for that job.
There it is.
Shaolin Firebomb.